Well, hello there and welcome to yet another Honest Guide video made at my house. Today we're not going to be showing you Prague or talk about Prague, but we're going to talk about how the two of us met and how was it through video that brought us together and how we started making videos and what kind of videos we were making before we were making the Honest Guide. And some of them are quite interesting that you may not know, or I'm pretty sure you don't know them because they were gone from the internet. So now we would like to bring them back and show them to you. So if I may start, believe it or not, my first video that I ever made that was like a proper film was about Prague. It was called Prague. It was my elementary school project, and here are some bits of it. It was very boring and artistic, and it was just bullshit. The way I got to making videos was through my parents, who both worked in film industry, and in elementary school my teacher was actually a sister of a very famous cameraman, F.A. Brabec. So she, after school, she would give us cameras to make films, and she even made a little film festival that I attended with this film. I then went to high school that was also focused on film and photography. And most of the projects would be boring to show you, but this was one of the things that we did to prove to my professor that we can film a proper video within half an hour. So this was created during our lunch break, and it's a famous Czech song. TikToking before it was cool. Regarding this video, I sent it to the band. I said, look, we made a music video for your song, and I can't find the email, but I remember they replied back, I believe their manager, and just insulted me and said, this is absolutely horrible. I will never show it to the band. You're disgusting and you ruined the song. So I apologize for that. That's for real, bro. I sent it to them. I was like, look, we made this joke, like we're lip syncing to your song, because back then it was like cool to lip sync to things. And she was just like so mad. She was like, you ruined the song. I'm like, we didn't touch the song, we just made a video. Honza just went back from the camera. Is for real? Yeah, dude. Then I went back to Prague, and another school film was called The Prague Walker. I was really into stop motion animation, and for those of you who've been watching YouTube since it started, you may remember Tawny versus Paul video, the stop motion. I loved that video, and I thought, I can do the same thing. Well, what I did was not as good as what they did, but it was a short try. So as I'm making these videos at my school, my very good family friend Joey comes up and he goes, hey, do you want to make videos for money? I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, well, I have this client, it's a Nokia phone company, and you can make videos about their phone and we'll pay you for that. I'm like, well, that sounds like a deal. So Joey has created something called Noise Brothers, which was me and my friend Indra, and we were promoting products in videos, which back in 2006 was unbelievable, unheard of, and unthinkable. And that's how Noise Brothers were created. And then one day, me and my buddy, Noise Brothers, we made a video where we made fun of Czech politician, but more than making fun of him, we made fun of journalists that were chasing him because of something he said.
Česká televize. Televize Nova. Český rozhlas. Ale my jsme Noise Brothers. My jsme u všeho. A my máme taky kameru. Je to příliš velký tlak na vás.
No, ani ne, já už jsem to zažil na Vsetíně.
Pane vicepremiére, znáte Noise Brothers?
To je ta skupina, myslíte?
Ne, skupina, co točí takový videa blázní, neznáte?
Ne.
A podíváte se na ně?
And Nokia, after seeing this, they said, whoa, we don't want to have to do anything with politicians, so don't use the Nokia Noise Brothers name anymore. So we just cut off the Nokia name and only used Noise Brothers.
Drop the just Facebook.
And since Nokia wasn't interested, who was media. And this was the very first time we actually got media attention in one of the newspapers, Lidové noviny, from year 2007. And the article was called The new fear of Czech politicians is called Noise Brothers, written by Ondřej Aust. And this is so old that the picture in the article was black and white. Look at that. Mr. Janek, do you know Noise Brothers? That was the only question we asked him. We were just going after politicians and we would go, do you know Noise Brothers? That was our punchline. And they were like, yeah, sure. I'm like, really? No way, that's so cool, thanks, bye. We just want to have fun, says 19-year-old Janek and a half-year younger Jindra Malik. They use the word viral more often than the word sex. Their videos were already seen by more than 100,000 people.
What year?
2007, dude. 2007. And we went to a company called Stream.cz, which was sort of a YouTube site. And back then, this guy, Dana Netushil, told me, hey, do you want to make videos with us? You know, you can do whatever you want. And I said, well, I have this crazy idea. I want to make fun of celebrities by pretending to be an MTV reporter. Because, of course, Czech celebrities will be like, wow, he's from MTV. We're going to tell him everything. So we dressed up as MTV reporters with my buddy, and we crashed one of these VIP parties. And that was one of our big hit videos here in the country.
Where are the big celebs? Like, I don't know the people.
This lady...
in the green dress?
Yeah, she was, I don't know which year, but she was the second Miss of our republic, you know, so she is quite famous.
Why don't you tell us how is it to be a pop star in Czech Republic?
It's very difficult because people here in Czech Republic are difficult.
Another crazy idea we had, because we were young students that had nothing to do, was with my neighbor here. And we said, hey, how about we hitchhike somewhere? We just spin a bottle, wherever it points, we're gonna hitchhike that direction for 5 days without any money. So that's how the first Noise Brothers road trip came to life.
Stuttgart. Jsme u Stuttgartu.
Alright.
Nice to meet you. Paříž! Radek říká, že se stydí, protože si jdeme tady vařit čínskou polívku.
And yet, once again, when we came back, we got media attention. I'm so sure that somebody had to call them to write this, because it's called The New Stars Are Named Noise Brothers. And there's these two pictures of us at Arc de Triomphe and me just holding the sign West. Český internet má nové hrdiny. The Czech internet has new heroes. It's the boys from the group Noise Brothers. I know it's hard for you to imagine, but this was shot on a camera with a tape, and I carried my notebook that was super heavy and huge. You had to play on the camera, hit record in the computer, and then I was editing the videos as we went along the way. So I would usually sit at a gas station, unplug like a vending machine for something, and I would just edit the videos there. So it was fun, and we really had no money. We did get some money from the people. You can watch these videos on Noise Brothers channel on YouTube. Has more than like 300 subscribers. Speaking of tapes, kids, they're here, they're everywhere. I have hundreds of these. I'm sure Honza does as well. The only limitation back in the days was that this tape was like $4, Honza? And it was like, you really had to think about it. Like, do I buy it? Do I make the new video, or I just rewrite an old tape? But once you rewrite it like 8 times, the quality goes bad, right? Honza?
4 times.
4 times max?
Yeah.
But this was like high tech. This was mini DV. Back before we would use HI8 or digital 8 is what I used. And before that it was just 8mm analog tape. Well, well, well. Now speaking of tapes, and this is how we met, dude. You have a camera for this? Well, you take the tape. So you can, there's no other way how to find it. The video doesn't exist online. And so the tape I just handed to Honza is how we met while making videos. We knew each other from the online world because his nickname was Česká bomba, Czech bomb, and I was Noise Brother. I even still, till this day, I have Honza's phone number saved in my phone as So I'm gonna cover up your phone numbers. Do you see it? Honza CB stream, because the CB stands for Czech bomb. So Honza Czech bomb stream, so I would know who's calling me. And I'm sure he has me stored as the one from Noise Brothers. And so there we are in Prague, both of us making videos. I was making a video, anti-Santa, which the idea was we don't want Santa Claus in our city or in the country, we want baby Jesus. So we had some guy dressed up as Santa Claus. We put him in the trash can and we were riding through the city. And as I'm riding down, making a video about it, I run into Honza, but Honza will explain to you what he was doing later in the video. After Noise Brothers, I tried something doing myself, which wasn't really successful. It was called Noise Brothers News. I sort of hated it, but some episodes were fun to make, like the one when Obama and Medvedev, the US and the Russian president, came to Czech Republic and we made a fake news story. I don't want to say what the plot was because I don't think that would be okay to say, but that's how we made, I believe, maybe one of our first videos with Honza, both of us on the screen.
Na pražském ruzinském letišti právě dosedl speciál Air Force One s prezidentem Spojených států amerických Barackem Obamou na palubě.
Na letišti čeká spousta jeho příznivců a zahraničních novinářů. Prezident přiletěl speciálem Air Force One a přiletěl na runway letiště číslo 22. Teď to vypadá, že už... Bacha! Máš to! Kámo, máš to! To bylo šílený! Musíme zdrát, dělej!
Dámy a pánové, to, co jsme právě...
Another show we worked together with Honza on was called Peklo na talíři, Hell on a Plate. Neither of us was in front of the camera. The guy in front of the camera was Roman Vaněk, a famous Czech guy who makes cookbooks, and he's not a chef, but he's a food expert, I would say. And we were behind the camera making this show that was extremely popular, like extremely popular among Czechs and in the Czech Republic. I believe, obviously, it was because of our great camera job, and I'm sure Roman would agree. Hi, Roman. And another video where we were only behind the camera, not in front of it, was one of the very first videos to hit 1 million views in this country, and it was called Ostrava. It was made by our friend Ruda z Ostravy, who was, to explain it, like a weird Al Yankovic. He would take famous tunes and redo them into the Czech version. So this one, instead of about New York, it was about Ostrava.
Jo, tež máme svůj Brooklyn, ale teda jsem na stodolní, synku. Chodí to aj ten De Niro.
Once I was running out of ideas, my boss said, "You have to make some videos. You have to do something." He took a whip and I said, "Oh yeah, I'll do something. So how about how to?" "What do you mean how to?" I'm like, "How to something." So there was another show we did with Honza, Jak na to, and it was like how to, I don't know, how to clean a CD. Oh, that would be very successful now. I believe the most viewed episode was how to get a shopping cart if you don't have a coin, because in Europe, or I don't know if it's in Europe, but I know it's not in US, you need a coin to get your shopping cart so you return it. So we had a trick for that.
A máme vozejk zadarmo, klíč si můžete vytáhnout zpátky.
Then for a while I was happier behind the camera, and that's where I met one of my very best friends, Adam, during filming of his show Gebrian Versus, which was about architecture. I spent a lot of time with Adam, not only while filming his show, but also while not filming the show in a pub or some other times. You may know him from one of our episodes about architecture, and I think Adam is one of the people in my life who has affected me the most. He knows it very well. He also doesn't have any emotions, so if he's watching it right now, he's just like, next. And speaking of Adam, there are 2 episodes on our vlog channel where we travel around Europe. We're driving around, and the most liked comment under one of the videos is, "Are you sure you're not just stalking that guy, Janek? Because it looks like he just doesn't like you." The link will be in the description so you can watch that.
So next stop, Atlantic Ocean, hold on. Oh, bonjour. Oh, you were expecting me to be somewhere like magical when I did this cut, right? Oh, well, yeah.
If there is something I dislike, it's wealth and fortune and people showing off with money. That's why the next show I was doing is Life in Luxury. And I was going to Ferrari shops and the most expensive restaurants, hotels, and I was saying, wow, this is so cool and amazing. Look at me, I'm sitting in a Ferrari. So I was doing that for like 2 years. Why was I doing that? There's different stories. It was my job. I didn't have to, but I mean, it was fun because you got to eat all this food for free. It was like the opposite of Honest Guide now that I think about it, no? I mean, some of the places were cool, but it just felt weird to like smoke a cigar that was super expensive or drink a water from Glacier that was, you know, tasted like my tap water here.
Kolik stojí ta lahev?
35 000. Je to dost?
No, tak to je v pohodě.
And now, who changed my life the most? To bych mohl si pamatovat jeho jméno. Conor Woodman. And now, who affected my life in terms of now the most? It was definitely the Irish reporter Conor Woodman. He made a show called Scam City, and he filmed Prague, and he showed how taxi drivers cheat, how exchange offices cheat people, how, you know, things are different price for tourists and for Czechs. And I watched the video, I'm like, wow, this is really crazy. And a couple days after, the city of Prague actually decided to sue this TV station for publishing that episode because they said, the city of Prague said, they made it all up. Nothing like that is happening in Prague. I'm like, really interesting. And my boss back then said, hey, how about you go and try it, Janek? You speak English, so you can sit in a cab and, you know, just let him drive you. You can go into an exchange office, see what happens. So we did it with my friend Marcus. And we ended up even in worse situations than the original TV crew that was filming in Prague. So we made a show called Scam City with a question mark, and we only followed the things that Conor Woodman and his TV crew did in Prague to prove a point that it is actually happening in Prague.
Wait, so how much is the price?
820.
Yeah, and I gave you 1,000 and 100 and the coins.
Yes.
And can you give me a receipt for that? How much is a taxi from Old Town Square to here? 200-300. I paid 800. So wait, so can I do something about it?
And after that, I went to a show called Prague vs. Crooks. We continued to do that show with Marcus, and basically what we did is we took each topic, taxi drivers, exchange offices, and made it into a series. We never really finished the exchange offices story. We eventually caught up with Honza, but the taxi driver story is quite complete. You can watch it on our channel. It really goes from A to Z, where we explain how it works, who are the people, where they operate, and so on. It took us a long time to make that. Eventually came up to be like 5 or 6 episodes. But it's fun to watch.
And he charged our 3 Mexican tourists $32 for a 2-mile trip. His buddy in the white car charged us $20 for a 3-mile trip.
And then once again, Honza steps in. So Honza sees me crying in my office, and I'm like, oh, the city is so bad, everybody's cheating, everybody wants to kill me, the taxi drivers, the city hall. And Honza goes like, he pats me on the shoulder and he's like, it's okay, man. No, the city's really nice, it's positive, it's full of beautiful things. Let's do a show and show those things. I'm like, there's nothing nice about this city. He's like, come on. It wasn't that like, it wasn't like that, but yeah, Honza came up with the idea for Honest Guide, and he said, let's show nice things in the city. And let's start off by showing how to go from the airport to the city center. And I'm still crying on the floor, so nobody cares about that. People know how to get to the city center. And it turned out some of them didn't.
Well, hello there. My name is Janek and I will be your Prague guide. We are at the Prague airport, Václav Havel Airport, and in today's episode we're going to show you how to get from the airport into the city center of Prague.
That's how we get to Honest Guide. That's how we got here, starting here. So here we are during quarantine time, making yet another Honest Guide episode. And now, here's Honza's story.
Hello everybody, this is Honza. I'm usually behind the camera, but for the moment we switched. And I would also get to my beginnings with film. So for me it started when I first saw E.T. And something in me really sparked, and I decided I want to make something like that, because for me it was just something so amazing. I decided that I will start saving money and I will buy a camera. So I got a little jobs. I was washing cars, I was picking apples, and then one day I was able to get my very first camera. This is Sony Handycam, and I've had so much fun with it. And me and my friends just basically started making videos, but kind of different, of course, than today, because that was 2006, I think. And what we did, so we were trying to make films. And the film was called Příběhy obyčejného školáka. The translation would be like the stories of a very regular schoolboy.
V dobách temných, kdy školu zužoval cukr.
Děti, měli byste vědět, že cukr není jen dobrý. Je to droga.
Zrodil se hrdina.
Děti, já nemám ponožky. Catch me if you can.
But as the elementary school ended, me and my friends went to different high schools, and it wasn't so easy to make films anymore. So, and the internet was kind of, you know, rising. So we decided that we will make short clips on the internet, sort of a sketch, comedy clips. And that's how we found out that there's a web page, Stream.cz, as Janek already mentioned. And they contacted us. We started uploading videos there. I saw Janek's video. I was really amazed, and the first time when I uploaded my video there and he sent me a comment, hey, that's kind of funny. And then one day we actually met in street, as Janek said, during making his video, and during me, I was making a video where to kill someone in Prague. I know it sounds really bad, but trust me, it was a sketch video, it was fun. We were 16 or 15, it was a joke. It was just a joke.
Třetí místo, Václavské náměstí. Můžu tady v klidu vytáhnout bouchačku a nikdo si mě vůbec nevšímá. Maximálně si mě jednou vyfotí a to je tak všechno. A mě sláva nevadí.
Then me and my friends, we just continued with the little sketches. One of them which we did and was actually quite successful was me rapping.
Boom, mic drop, ty vole, the earth shook a bit, I feel it.
Nesnáším život, já vlastně nemám nic rád a tenhle debil je můj nejlepší kamarád, rád se holím a občas se říznu do ruky, do stehna a taky do jícnu. Mám rád bolest, působím si ji sám, pam pam pam, da-da-da-da-dam.
The thing is, back then you had to choose. There were like two groups of people. One was emo, the second was like the rap guys, the hip hop guys, and they hated each other like so bad. So one day I just figured, hey, let's combine those two things and let's make the emo guy rapping, you know. It was a joke, or at least, like, we thought it's really funny. Some people found it funny too. Some people were like, they wanted to kill us. Like, I've got so many threats and something like, you're not a real emo, we hate you for that. And you know, the hip hop guys were like, you're not real hip hop, we hate you too. That was a really weird times back then. But I have to say, even though I was starring in those videos, or I was in it, I never wanted to be in front of the camera. The only reason why I was because none of my friends or none of the people around me wanted to be in front of the camera, but I always felt much more comfortable behind the camera. I always felt like I have much more responsibility to make the video if I'm behind the camera, that I can somehow, I don't want to say direct it, but kind of manage what's happening. And so basically that's after a while, it just like I got behind the camera and I decided that it's a place where I feel just more comfortable. So yes, I am in front of the camera for a couple of times here in Honest Guide, but otherwise I try not to be. When I am traveling, I usually take my small camera with me, and I do make videos from my trips, but it's mostly for me because I want to remember it. The video diary, the visual diary of the trip is much more efficient for me than if I just take pictures.
Pravidla trvalo to asi jenom 40 hodin a přestalo pršet. Tak dneska je to ve znamení šutrů. Nesmyslně krásný výhledy.
So yeah, that's basically the story of me, and now we go back to Janek.
That's it. So if you are still staying at home and you're bored because you've already made trdelník, you can obviously watch more videos from Honza. His channel is Honza Mikulka on YouTube, or you can just search for his name, or you can search for Česká bomba if you can find some Czech bombs. Same goes for Noise Brothers or my channel, Janek Rubeš. So check them out, and I guess we'll see you next week. Hopefully this all goes slowly away, and this weird game of communist times when there's no food in the stores, the borders are closed, and the schools are closed will be over. I mean, just yesterday I tweeted out like, hey, I cannot buy yeast, where is it? And this person replied to me, welcome to the virtual reality of communism. That's how we lived. Make it at home. Stay safe. I hope you're healthy wherever you are around the world. This is Janek and Honza from Prague, Czech Republic. And a Czech word at the end will be Česká bomba, Czech bomb, Česká bomba, that's Honza's old channel. And mine was Noise Brothers. Hluční bratři. Noise Brothers, hluční bratři.